Hey everyone, yes it is that time, it's in the wee hours of the morning, and I decided to cut this review right away. I just came back from a midnight showing of the movie everyone will be talking about this weekend, The Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides. Yes, we've got Johnny Depp back as Jack Sparrow, our lovely pirate that, you know, is just out for himself. Fantastic character, iconic character, and he's back in a new film. Now, he's joined by a couple familiar faces. You got Jeffrey Rush in here playing Barbossa again, and yes, Jack's loyal, maybe not so loyal, second-hand, first-mate man, yes, Mr. Gibbs is back as well. Those are the three characters from the original trilogy that are back in this new film. Now they're joined by a few new characters, as would be expected. They're joined by Ian McShane playing Blackbeard, and Penelope Cruz playing a character that has, let's just say, a little history with old Jack Sparrow. And you know the story. They picked it up from basically the end of At World's End, where you've got Jack Sparrow looking for the Fountain of Youth. But you find out he's not the only one in search of it. You've also got the King of England, you've got Spain, King of Spain looking for the Fountain of Youth, and you've also got Blackbeard looking for the Fountain of Youth, okay? I liked On Stranger Tides, but I don't think it was as strong as the first one, and while everybody kind of ripped on the other two for having a lot of more subplots, in this one, you know, I almost kind of was hoping for it. Maybe it's the direction. The first three films were done by the same director. They all had the same style, and they all had fantastic, you know, just visuals and put together, I thought, very well, all three films. This one is put together well, but it's like you got this fantastic piece of meat. You got all these fantastic characters, fantastic idea of story, but you got a lot of extra fleshy bits that they didn't cut off, okay? You know, there's a few things in here in this movie and On Stranger Tides that you could cut out and not miss, okay? They try to throw a little love story in here between this missionary and a mermaid. Not really a love story, I don't know what exactly you want to call it, but it wasn't really needed. It's a little extra fleshy bit, okay? There were a couple other parts as well in here that you could just cut out. You know, they had the whole opening sequence in England, and I think they could have done it a different way. They did it a little too over the top, okay? Now, Jack Sparrow, Johnny Depp's in his fine form with Jack Sparrow. You can tell this character's natural for him, but he seems to have lost just a little bit of his swagger that we really love in the first three films. They kind of not made him so much a rum, you know, affected, or however you want to put how his character was, you know, that made him unique. Not quite as much in this film, okay? And so they kind of took that little bit of edge away. And Barbossa's character, they took a little bit of edge away from him. Now he's a privateer working for the King of England, basically. And so they took kind of his edge away. But I know why, because they wanted to try to build up Blackbeard as this really mean bad guy, and Ian McShane looks great as Blackbeard. I mean, the production design in general looks really good on Stranger Tides, but even Blackbeard, it seemed, you know, you missed a little of the ferocity that you got out of your Jeffrey Rush and your other characters. It has the feel of a Pirates film, but it's like a Pirates film without the edge. Maybe it's because they're under the new director, Rob Marshall, who hasn't directed that many films, okay? Or maybe it's the fact that a lot of the story doesn't take place on boats, whereas in the first three, there was a lot of boat action going on. I mean, pirate ships left and right, okay? Fantastic production in those ships as well. It's like a Pirates movie without quite the edge. It's like the sword's gotten a little dull, and I think it's because of the new director and the script. The script, it says it was based kind of loosely off of a book, as well, so maybe they were trying to adapt this book story to the Jack Sparrow characters and that. Now, there are some fantastic bits in here with your original characters as well as the newcomers. I mean, Penelope Cruz and Johnny Depp have fantastic chemistry on scene. Their dialogue and their scenes are just so natural, so fantastic. I really loved their bits, okay? And even the dialogue with Johnny Depp and Ian McShane and, you know, Jeffrey Rush and Johnny, you know, you got Barbossa and Jack Sparrow together. When they're together, for the small bit they're actually working together, fantastic scenes, okay? But the new stuff that they added, a lot of that was that fleshy stuff you could have cut off and gotten back to the core of it, and I think it would have made it even more solid film. And if they would have given the characters a little bit of their edge back, I think it would have been a little better film. Now, On Stranger Tides still gets 3 stubs in my book. It's still worth the price of admission, especially for the visuals. I just think out of all the Pirates films, this one is one that just kind of lost its edge a bit, and hopefully if they do come out with the next one, they'll sharpen that sword again. And that'll about do it for us here at the Final Cut. Till next time, keep that ticket stub.